up, guys? Welcome back to more LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. I'm Brian with HappyThumbsGaming, and today we've got Hoth Space Free Roam. This will wrap up the Hoth planet area, giving us 5 more Kyber bricks and a couple of character tokens. No ships, no data cards, none of that stuff, as it's space. We are going to find ourselves a space battle, though. In fact, as you know, mostly as soon as you get launched into space, it's almost always a space battle. And you can choose, do you want to go ahead and complete it, or do you want to bounce out and be done with it? It's up to you. We're looking for some studdage, so we're going to go ahead and take it on. And speaking of taking it on, if you're in a hurry, feel free to take on those quick links down below in the video description. But if you remember where we left off, we just finished up Hoth, getting all 30 of the Kyber bricks left over. We got that challenge for the Frosty Rebels. We'd already seen the data card and some other stuff, so we just cleaned it up, got it all done, and now we are officially out of here. All right, because we are initially jumping into a space battle, again, I just want to drop a quick reminder. We have quick links if you want to just bounce out of here. And you could do the same. You could actually fly outside of that red globular grid all surrounding us, sort of encapsulating us in this space battle. And things were going pretty rough for a hot second there. It seemed like it was leaning towards the Rebels, or actually the Galactic Empire winning and the Rebels losing. But as you can see, we're kind of battling back. And this is like the space battle to end all space battles. This is crazy. There's like 25 ships flying around in here, but I think we get them all done, and eventually we make our way over to the Kyber Comet, which we just got a nice little peek of. And of course, at any point, you could literally just fly outside of this grid and be done with all this nonsense. And that's what I should have done, but I'm trying to get them studs. I really am. Like, it's important to me that I get that next data card, and we're so close to that 48 million, which is what we need to purchase it, but we're almost done. I'm getting close, and look at that. It turns out we are fighting for the Galactic Empire. It's funny how it changes. Like, I'm flying in an X-Wing, and I feel like I should be on the Rebel Alliance here, but we're losing quickly, so kind of funny how it doesn't matter who you're, right? Like, am I missing something? Or maybe I totally am just, like, not catching onto a giant hint that's right in front of my face. But all right, space battle done. We are moving to the Kyber Comet, and this is easy peasy lemon squeezy, giving them 5 Kyber breezies. That's right. So look at that. We got 495. So, 600 will be the halfway point. We're getting fairly close. It's only going to be a handful, like 2 or 3 more areas before we actually hit that halfway point, which is kind of cool, but also like, wait, what? We're only halfway? All right. Is it Nein? We're going to go ahead and follow him around, or actually lead the way around with a little cargo mission here. As per usual, we're going to fly off into space and find ourselves being attacked whilst traveling. And, of course, because this is a free roam video of ours, we are going to limit that travel, so it looks like we just zoomed right over, which would have been really cool, right? You'd think with the PS5 and all the technology that loading speeds would be that fast, but sadly, we're not quite there yet. Not with these grand scheme large games like this. Lots of assets and things to load in, so it does take some time, which is what those loading screens are for. All right, so we are sort of in another space battle. This is another one of those, you got to take out 10 baddies to go ahead and move on. And then, of course, because it's LEGO and the rule of 3 applies, we're going to go ahead and see 2 more waves of this. In fact, the next wave is 12 bad guys, and then we finish the third one with 15 total ties. All right. Chasing down that final tie. All right, he's done. The old shave and a haircut bit right there. All right, we're out of here. Nice little transition here, too, making it quick to the next location where we jump right in. And again, I always recommend shooting as soon as you load into these travel sections, because almost always there are bad guys waiting to be irradiated. But in this case, did you notice there was no bad guys? It was like we came in the wrong way or something. Like we were flying in and away from where they're supposed to be. Anyways, we'll go ahead and find them via those red markers all over our screen. In fact, there we go. We got number 10, done did. He's going to explode here. There we go. And we'll find the last 2. Booyah Kashow. And all right. Done did. Wait. Come on, man. This delayed explosion is kind of crazy. It's kind of like when, 4th of July is coming up here. We got fireworks stands everywhere. Fireworks going off all over. kind of reminds me of some of those fireworks. You ever have one of those that you light and you're like, oh, it's a dud, and then you wait and it's not a dud? It's kind of what some of these ties feel like. You take them out and then they just sort of float around for a minute before they actually explode and then count. Speaking of counting, did anybody else notice that as soon as I arrived in this area, I already had 4 ties taken care of? Go back and look. Go back a couple seconds and look. As soon as we land in this area, the first one I take out, I believe it counts as number 5? That just doesn't seem right. I'll take it. It's less ties I got to take down, but I mean, it is sort of weird that the game has a counting problem. I mean, I feel like it's sending me a subliminal message right now, like saying, I promise I can math, but I don't know if it can. It's definitely counting some weird stuff here, but hopefully you guys will have the same problem as well, relieving you of having to take out 4 extra bad guys. Now, in the end, I didn't actually count these peeps, so maybe I do actually take out 15, and it was just off. But for what it's worth, it did show up a little odd as soon as we got here, so just wanted to point that out, and maybe pay attention on your end, see if it's the same. Shave and a haircut, 2 proton torpedoes. All right, we should be getting pretty close to the end of this mission. And look at that. You're here. We've got Nein's message. Not so fast, rebels. All right, we're going to look for that exclamation point, which takes a hot second to show up on screen. Once we find it, we need to make our way over into that hot zone, which happens to have a red glow around it, much like the space battles do. But it's important to note that the one that you're looking for has the exclamation point. Now, I'm sliding by that Kyber brick Comet because that is not for the area we are in. Technically, it is for the area we are in, but it's not for Hoth Space, which is what we're trying to take on. So we'll save the Yavin 4 space Kyber brick for when we're here in Yavin 4. Does that make sense? Hopefully. All right, so back up top here, we've got 6 of the 10 ties done dead, and we're making our way towards the 10. And once we get done, it's actually going to just leave us here. This is one of the first missions that we've had to travel in space that has left us here and not returned us to where we started. So that was kind of a bummer deal. But for what it's worth, we wait a hot second for the mission to complete, which we got to find him and speak to him before we do. So look for that gold comet balloon, or yellow comet with the old star inside. And look at that. This is tricky, too, because there is a space battle right here. But you notice the space battle is supposed to be on the other side of the conversation. But somehow I get locked into this space battle, and I get a little like, oh no, which way do I go? Do I take this guy out, or do I just talk to Buddy? And I think I fly in and just talk to Buddy? Maybe not. Actually, it's going so fast, I think I just finish it. Fun fact for you guys, I actually recorded this video 3 or 4 days ago. I'm just finally getting caught up to the audio. It's been so hot here, I've only been able to cut audio for like 1 video a day. Because it just gets blisteringly hot up in my office, especially when you got to turn the AC and all that off. So we got it done deal. We're all caught up. So I apologize for any brain malfunctions trying to remember specifics of this video, but most of you have probably already got this done did anyways. All right, so we got that character token. We're going to use our galaxy map to go ahead and fly back to Hoth Space. And then we've got one more task. It's a race. I hope I win. All right, speaking of Rowan Atkinson and Rat Race, hopefully you guys checked out Man vs. Bee on Netflix. Like, I obviously have no affiliation or any ties to that show. I don't benefit from you watching it. I just loved Mr. Bean as a youngster, and he's sort of back. Not quite, but it's a little different. He speaks a little bit, so it's a little out of the norm. And speaking of out of the norm, I tapped circle on accident and canceled that race. So my bad, I got to reapproach here. And, oh, hi, home one. Where'd you come from? Now, capital ships, people have been asking me about those. I just want to remind you that we will take those on at a later date. It'll be one of the last tasks we do after we complete all the free roam planets. The reason for that is because they are so expensive, and we want to save our money for the data card upgrades and stuff. All right, it's a race. Now, these are a pain in the you-know-what. And I'm going to recommend that you stay on the throttle the whole time. So press and hold it the whole time. Tap and hold for that extra boost when you are going in a straight line. It is really hard to control your ship when you're flying at full speed, so I recommend being at like half boost, basically, which is just pressing and holding, so you're about 50% on the meter, which is sort of blocked down in the bottom left by our character icon. But another fun tip for you that I have for these races is you definitely want to try to find the route and kind of have everything in your vision. So Don't be like grabbing one to the right and then zigzagging. Try to get them all in a line. There is a perfect sort of route. I don't think we hit it, but we did it well enough that we got it on our third try. It looked like the first one thanks to editing, but hey, we got all 5 Kyber bricks and both of those character tokens. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to click that like button or maybe leave a comment down below. As for me, though, that's going to do it for now. As always, until next time.